There's a place for you here in the front row. Can we be snappy about that, please? Please come and have your seats. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing today? Are we good? How has been the event so far? How has been your experience? You said? Okay. So today, before we go into the event proper, we do our normal rites. We'll be having the CYON anthem. Then we proceed to introduce our guest speaker for today's event, which is on financial literacy talk. Can we all rise, please? At a time like this, when we come together from the east and west, from the north and south, when we come together in the name of Jesus Christ, O Lord, arise and shine. Lord, arise and shine. For God and for youth. Have your seat, please. Thank you. So, Monday, adoration. Tuesday, mental health talk. Wednesday and Thursday, we have our relationship talk, which was very, very, insightful. A lot of persons learned one or two things, how to love and all that. Now, it's money matter. Ego, kudi, owo. So we are here tonight to drink from the well of a seasoned tax practitioner. He's a fellow chartered accountant who has masters also in accounting. So when it comes to finance, he's well grounded. Please, I don't want you to misuse this opportunity. You are here. You know that your finances is showing red already. You should, you know what to do. Pay proper attention to our seasoned resource person that will be speaking this evening. In the person of Mr. Chris Ibe. Can we put our hands together for him as we move forward, please? You're welcome, sir. Yes.
For God and for the youth. Our help is in the name of the Lord. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Lord, help us in this discussion this evening. In Jesus' name, amen. Good evening, brothers and in your midst this evening. And we are to discuss a topic or a theme that says building a sustainable money system. Building a sustainable money system. subtopic will be budgeting, control over impulse buying, savings and investment, emergency fund. We'll be revolving around this 5 sub-team, looking at our team, building a sustainable money system. The moderator said that the talk of today is about money. And you will agree with me that money is very, very important. I normally hear from people that after God, now money. I don't know whether you used to hear that. And even when you say that money does not really matter, as you continue to proceed with life, at a time you begin to notice that it matters a lot. You begin to wonder why some people will start their working career at the age of 28 or 30 or 25, and they keep working 3 years. You see that person go to court, swear affidavits, and reduce his age. People are doing it. And sometimes when you get to so many government offices, you see some people that are you are seeing something like 55. And all this thing has been on, often and on, and you wonder, why is that so? It's because sustainable money system, we are not over the working career of that person. And that's supposed to have started when that person was a youth like you. First of all, if you are in a paid employment, let me see your hand. Paid employment, you are engaged employee. Okay. If you are working for yourself, self-employed, can I see your hand? You are not working at all. There are some people, they are not on paid employment. They are not working for themselves, and they are not working at all. So I don't know where we'll classify you. So it's very, very important. When we talk about health and even relationship, there are a lot of things that money is affecting. I was just talking with somebody was just discussing with me 3 days ago. Said to me, Chris, the worst thing that happened to a man is that at the prime of your life, you notice that money has disappeared. You face a lot of things in the family. In fact, it is the worst thing that will happen to anybody. Because at a time, the person will have like 4 cars in the company. In the morning, he will be making a choice of which one to move out with. But later, the whole thing got finished. No single car available. Woman could not contain that, pack up and left. And the man was there looking up and continue to hope that it will get better. So reason being, the sustainable money system were not built. Then what is this sustainable money system? What is it all about? Sustainable money system. It means managing your personal finance in such a way that it will support long-term stability, avoid harmful debt, align spending with values like responsibility and generosity. It is about making money work for you without compromising your future and without offending or harming others. Yes. Managing your personal finance in a way that it will support long-term stability. Because it's about getting money. It's about how to manage this. I'm meant to stay for a long time. Christians, we are expected to live our lives tomorrow. But we ought to plan to live for 100. Long-term stability is very important when you are planning your finances. You make money work for you without compromising your future or the well-being of others. What we are trying to discuss this night is not about how to make you to be very stingy, to be able to ensure that you keep money or you save money. You don't actually have more money by being stingy. So this place is saying, considering the well-being of others. We are trying to make you understand how to manage money so that money can become your slave, not you being a slave of money. Because you agree with me that there are so many people saved by money. They have this money, they cannot use it for themselves, and others cannot have it. They'll be piling it up, people are dying, dependent relatives are dying, but the money is there, they are not using it, and those that are beside them are not using it. That is not what we are trying to establish this evening, but on how you can actually make this money work for you. Make use of this money, be happy with it, so that at the end of the day, you will outlive this money. Because you are expected to, after acquiring this money, you enjoy it, live, and go away. And then others can take over. What we are trying to discuss this evening is not about how you can extort people. We are not talking about extortion to make sure that you keep your money system flowing or make it sustainable. As you already know, in our country today, there are so many people that are fighting for this to ensure that their money system is sustained. And in doing that, they don't consider how other people feel. They oppress people, they extort people. Why? Because they are trying to ensure that the money system is sustained. And all of us are feeling the impact. That is not the kind of the thing we are talking about. We're not talking about going to steal from people in order to keep this money. No, it is not the type. It is living within your means. Living within your means, planning your future, making choices of spending, making sure that it's aligned with your values. Within the small amount you are getting, how do I manage it? How do I plan it? So that this small money that I'm getting will be able to take me through. Bless those that are my relative and others. That is consideration this evening. It is not about a financial survival, but a financial stewardship. Not just survival. Because if it is survival, you okay, the level is okay. It's how to manage it. So as I said earlier, in trying to unravel this topic, we will be looking at budget. And these five sub-themes that we mentioned, budget and its essence, control over impulse buying, investment, savings, emergency fund. We will be discussing it, and if at the end of the day, you'll be able to understand what all these things means and implement it consciously and intentionally, you will see that you have building your money system in a sustainable form. And I would want you to actually it's not teaching. It's something I would want at the end of the day, bring it into your life. And so we pick a budget. Understand by budget. We're in budget. Even though my book, I did not budget for that this month. How many of us have a drawn budget? Raise up your hand. If you have a budget, not the budget in the mind, but a physical budget that you can that you have in your smartphone, that time to time you can look at and know whether you're actually working according to what is there. Can I see a hand? You have a drawn budget or the one that is in your mind? You know, most of the time, all these things, we have it in our mind. So what is budget? Budget is simply a financial plan. It's essentially a financial plan that details the expected income and expenses over a specific period of time. Yes, it has the detail of expenses you plan to make, the revenue or income you are expecting. It could be within 1 month. It could be, 1 month budget. It could be 3 months or yearly budget. It actually helps individual, household, corporate soul, government to be able to manage resources effectively. In this economic crunch that we're in the country, preparing and working with budget becomes very, very important. So we have a personal budget which has to do with individual. We have also corporate budget that has to do with organization. Government also prepare budget every year. Budget could fall on deficit, surplus, or balanced budget. In our own country, we always have a deficit budget. But the one we are trying to discuss here is expected that you must be having surplus. Because if it will align with building a sustainable money system, your budget has to be surplus or at least balanced. But if it is running on deficit, it's going to be a problem. So it's about knowing how much you are earning in a month. You list all the expenses one by one. This is transport and traveling that you spend in taking you to work, feeding, rent. You are renting an apartment of 600,000 per year. You divide it by 12 months, giving you 50,000. You put it there so that as you are earning your salary or as you are making your money, you look at how that expenses will come in. You also in there and include your charity, your savings. Everything is factored in your budget so that at the end of the day you will know whether this thing has run to deficit or surplus. And anybody who wants to build a sustainable money system cannot actually do without it. You must have it drawn. Take it upon yourself that after now, you go back home. Check all your expenses for the whole month. Write them down. Then know your revenue. You have to have this thing in your phone so that you monitor the movement. Because doing that will actually enable you to build your money system. It is important because it will guide you against unnecessary spending. It will help you not to throw money anyhow. It's not that you cannot actually give out, because while you are making your budget, charity is also part of it. Because it's part of what we are called to do as Christians. And it is beneficial, because the very best way to make money is by giving. So in drawing your budget, you have to include charity, so that at the end of the day, those you need to give, you give out. You see yourself doing everything that you need to do peacefully without having to struggle. That is what budget helps you to achieve. It helps you not to go into debt. People that are working without budget and they are in paid employment, most of the time when they earn their salary, before the month will end, the salary is already finished. They are borrowing, putting the debt on the next salary. And this will continue often and on, every month. And as you are moving on, your year of service is drawing closer to end. And that will, what will make some people at the end of the year or at the end of the period of their working life, they are left with nothing. And when that is happening, death becomes very quick. You will experience so many people that worked and retire. It doesn't take like 2 years or 3 years, they will just die. So now begin to plan how to do what? To draw your budget. I am hopeful that you have understood what budget is, and going forward, you are going to start making use of it. Some people will look at it and say, oh, this thing is paper. I know what I'm earning, I know what I'm spending. But if you are not guided by anything like this, you will see yourself spending on what you are not supposed to spend. And that will lead us to impulse buying. Impulse buying. It is purchasing something suddenly without prior planning. It is always being driven by emotion or a trigger. Because things are connected together. And you will engage in impulse buying if you don't have a budget. Walking on the road and see something and you are attracted by it. And because you have money in the pocket, you just dip your hand and buy it. Sometimes when you buy it and get home, you discover that it doesn't actually meet your need. You become angry. But because you are not working with budget, nothing is guiding you. You just keep spending anyhow. It is irrational spending, leading you to unplanned purchases. So impulse buying can actually be controlled if you have a budget on ground and you stick to it. Because all these things, if you are not disciplined, you will continue to buy anyhow. You will continue to waste your money on things that are not necessary. You just see a watch that is being worn by your colleague. It was very shiny. You look at it at a distance and you feel what is wearing is better than your own, and that becomes your target. The moment money enters your hand, you go and pick it. And by the time you buy it and bring it home, you notice that it has some limitation. It didn't meet your need. And you have wasted money at the end of the day. That is because you are not working according to your budget. You don't have a budget. And you are just spending anyhow it comes to you. So if you can control impulse buying, you should be able to discipline yourself to draw up a budget and stick to it and begin to work with it. Are we together? Are we following? I hope I'm not talking to myself. So impulse buying can strain your finances, disrupt saving goal, and lead to difficult situations financially. So let us guide ourselves against that if we are going to build a sustainable money system that will enable us enjoy our lives in long term. We have to guard against impulse buying. So I've already said it can be controlled by sticking to your budget, working with budget and sticking to it tenaciously. Then we go on to savings. I was not told when I'm going to stop, but I hope that I'll be notified as I progress so that I know how to manage my time. Thank you. So savings. So one of the subheadings that we mentioned that will enable us build a sustainable money system is savings. In the time past, Singapore as a country was so poor that Malaysia wanted to buy it over. But the Prime Minister then mandatory that every working class citizen will save 23% of his or her salary monthly and plow it in investment judiciously. That if you don't do it, it becomes an offense that can take you to jail. So it was made compulsory, and that started. And within a 2 decades, Singapore has been moved from the third world country to the first world country because of people decided to start saving and begin to invest. We are so poor, our country is so poor, not because we don't have enough resources, not because there is no money in this country. Our country should be better than any other country in this world because we are blessed in every ramification. Mineral resources of all kinds that cannot be found in any other country is here in our nation. Even we are talking about oil, but other mineral resources that are more expensive than oil are over there in the north. And all these things are going on. People are extracting it and shipping it abroad. It is entering into the private pocket, few individuals. And it will shock you to know that that is even the reason for all this banditry. What are they trying to do? Distract the nation. While they are busy trying to see how they can solve the issue of banditry, they are there sipping these resources, selling it in hard currency. Are you getting it? So we have enough mineral resources in this country, but the problem is investment. Yes. Even our leaders, if they should be stealing the money, if they are doing that, I don't know. You can tell. But if they are stealing our money and will even invest it, it is to transform our lives. It's enough to change our country. You will see graduates every now and then, every year. You are seeing how many thousands graduating. There are those that graduated over 10 years. They are still searching for jobs they have not seen. But what are they doing with this money? They will ship it there abroad in a bank, leave it there. They are also building a sustainable money system. But that kind of money system is not actually sustained. So what we are trying to say is that savings and investment can turn a country around. Look at just the example that I gave you. By a citizen saving 23% of their salary, and they are investing it. Because the investment is that if you are working and then you have enough money, you decide to diversify and open another venture. Certainly there are people that will come and work for you there. And while they are working, they are earning a living. People are depending on them. From what they are earning, they are training somebody to become a medical doctor, to become a lawyer, to become whatever. And that is how the thing is expanding. So saving, what do you think, what can you say about saving? What is saving? You know, this our class, or this our discussion should be interactive in nature. But because of time, let me just continue. Saving is money set aside today for future use. Money set aside today for future use. Money set aside for the sake of tomorrow is savings. It is not money that is meant for spending or payment of bill. It is actually set aside for future use. You don't touch it unless you plan to do so. Are you getting my point? So that you notice that saving, if you put it in equation formula, what do you say about it? Saving is income minus expenses, minus giving, then minus investment. In equation formula, savings is equals to income minus expenses, minus giving, minus investment. You see me putting in giving, charity in everything right from beginning. So you can't do without it. So saving is something that after you have lived, given, and grow your money, whatever that is left is your saving. So that if there is nothing left at the end of these three things, you know that you have not started saving. Saving is different from investment. But it's always very, very difficult to save. You can see how what we are discussing is linked up from budget. When you are drawing your budget, you already have saving as part of outflow. You have your inflow as your revenue, then your outflow, you detail all these things. Because when you follow it this way, it becomes very, very easy for you. You don't need to struggle to do that. Because in your budget determination, you have already factored in both saving and investment. How am I going to save? And in saving, you will be able to go with something that is visible. You know, there are people earning maybe like 1,000 in a month, and that they will be saving 30,000. You know, it's practically impossible. Are you with me? That is why when you have your budget drawn, it happens to adjust until it turns out to surplus. So how do you save? You can actually start by keeping whatever you have put in your budget and transfer it into account. You need not to save in your room. It must go to somewhere where it can be far from you. You can save through a cooperative society. We can save it in a bank account. It can be fixed deposit. And you are doing it for a rainy day. Because it's what you have saved that in the future, if you decide to do anything, maybe like you decide to have a car, it is from there that you can plan it and then work it out. Not actually buying car as people used to buy these days. Somebody who wants to build a sustainable money system need not to go and borrow a loan and do what? And buy a car. People are doing it in offices because it is interest-free loan, and they will spread it over 10 years. And they are happy, and they are driving the car. Somebody who wants to build a sustainable money system should be able to delay gratifications. If you are somebody that is so much used to the things, the flashy things that are moving on, you won't be able to build a sustainable money system. You won't be able to save, because you would like to move on with the current thing that are happening. That I started work with this person the same time. We have worked for 5 years, and is now using Mercedes Benz. Why am I not doing it? After all, life is one. You getting things, and they are deducting it. The salary that they're supposed to earn, from which they will draw their budget and make use of it, is no longer up to. So everything starts suffering because you wanted to enjoy now instead of enjoying later. Always choose to enjoy later. So people find it difficult to save because these things that is hungering them now, they want to get it. I want it now. Why do you use your money and buy a liability? Learn how to buy assets. Learn how to buy assets with your money. You know what is assets? Anything that will generate money. Anything that will add value to your money system. But when you keep buying liability, you buy a car before you get to the age of using a car, you are buying fuel, you are doing repairs. Are you getting it? At a time, in fact, the worst part of it is that you can't meet up. You will go to some extent and you will sell it. And those who have seen you cruising Mercedes or cruising whatever will see you now trekking again. So what is the need for that? Why don't you wait? So that when you start driving a car, you know that you won't stop. And people will have tests of car. How can I drive that car? How can I use that? Oldest model. Are you with me? You have a car, the same 4-tire that will take you to Use, and you can get it at 5 million. And there's another one they are selling at 5 million. It can still take you to Use. Both of them can take you wherever. If you are traveling to East, they will take you. But then you are desiring for the one of 35 million because you want to show that you have arrived. And at the end of the day, it will cripple you. That is what is making a lot of people to suffer at this particular point in time. That is what has kept so many people, aged people. And when we are talking about this thing, you say, I'm still young. Man, you start planning your life when you start working. The very first day you pick employment opportunity is the very first day you start planning for your retirement. It's the very first day you start planning working for a sustainable money system. We say sustainable, that this thing will continue to flow all the days of your life. If at a particular point in time it stops flowing, there is a problem. So have that attitude of doing what? Of saving and delaying gratification. Whatever people are enjoying now, hold on, you will enjoy it later. You will enjoy it more. Are you with me? After all, when you see a car like Beetle now, there was a time it was raining. That thing you want to enjoy today, that car you want to enjoy today, give it next 10 years, it will be outdated. It will become obsolete. Are you with me? And those who have waited till that 10 years and they are having it, they will have it. Even when you see your own, you will be angry because it's not measuring up. So you must be disciplined. Discipline yourself. It's not easy. And discipline is the ability to do what you should do when you should do it, whether you feel like doing it or not. That is the best definition, or the way I can define self-discipline. Because if you want to discipline yourself to achieve something, it's not always easy. But you are doing it because that is what you need to do. Are we following? Let's move to investment now. So you have understood that saving is money set aside for future use, money set aside for tomorrow. It is not meant for spending or payment of bill, but for future use. You don't touch it unless you plan to. In equation form, saving equals to income minus expenses, minus giving, minus investment. It is what left after you have lived, given, and grown your money. If there is nothing left, then you are not saving. Take note. Investment. Investment is using money today to make more money tomorrow. That is the simple definition of investment. How I can define it so that we will get it clearly. Using money today to make money tomorrow. If we are trying to compare it with saving, you know that saving, you are just keeping the money. One is that when you compare saving and investment, the risk that associated with saving is low. Is lower than that of investment. Saving protects you, but investment grow you. You are keeping money as a saving because you want to use it when the need arises. Are you with me? But investment, you are trying to put this money here so that tomorrow you will get more money. So investment is equals to money plus time plus risk. Investment is equals to money plus time plus risk. So anything that you are putting your money that does not have, that you don't have your time attached to it, and there is no risk attached to it, is not an investment. Are you with me? So that we will be guided against so many Ponzi schemes that people suffered in the past. You were still there during the time of MMM. When it was raining, you can see that he does not actually agree with this definition. There is no time that has to do, it does not, you don't attach time to it. There is no risk. One of my colleagues that was advising me, pushing me to invest, I asked her, by the time we'll be going down on this investment, you see some other things. I asked her, how does it work? What are they using the money to do? How possible that I will invest 50,000 and in the next 2 weeks I will get 80,000 or 100,000? He said she doesn't care. The only thing is that the thing is coming. I said, no, that is not investment. So any investment that does not have risk, that does not have time attached to it, that gives you a fixed return on investment is not an investment. Return on any investment can never be fixed. Return on investment is always flexible because there are so many factors that affect it. So remember that all these things we are talking about like this, we are not just trying to, it's not a motivational speaking. All these things align with the Bible, and all of us believe in Bible. The parable of the talent in Matthew 25 teaches us what? Teaches us that God expects us to do what? To actually multiply whatever He has committed into our hands. That's the parable of talent in Matthew 25. He expects us to do what? Whatever thing He has placed into our hands, we expected to multiply it. That was why for that person, that man that actually kept his own and came up to tell him that I know you are a hard man, reaping where you did not sow. I decided to keep your money for you so that I will give it back to you. And what did he tell him? You are a wicked servant. Even though you knew I was a hard man, you should have placed this money where it can yield more money. So God is in support of us multiplying whatever that He has given to us. So you put money in today to grow, get more money tomorrow is investment. And then we have types of investment. We have two types of investment. we have long-term investment, we have short-term investment. Are we following? We have long-term investment and short-term investment. But before we go further, we need to discuss markets where investments are made. Are you with me? Because when we talk about investment, there are so many things that are involved. We have what we call the financial market, the market where investments are being made, a particular type of investment. And what is financial market? Financial market is a market where individual and company raise capital by disposal of security or invest their surplus fund by purchase of security. When we are hearing financial market is a market where individual and company can raise capital through sale of security and invest their surplus fund. You individual, you have a surplus fund from that budget that you have built. The surplus fund that you have there, in addition with the investment that already created, you invest it there by purchase of security. And the security that are purchased are called financial assets. Are you with me? I hope I'm not too technical. But even if I become, just learn it. So those security are called financial assets. And there are so many players, institutions that are also part of financial markets. They call it financial market players. Those people, they can be bank, issuing house, non-bank institution, stock-broking firm. We have a Nigerian Stock Exchange. We have a Security and Exchange Commissions. All these people, they are institutions that have participate in financial markets. And financial market is actually divided into two. It's divided into two. We have money market and we have capital market. Are we following? Money market is a market where short-term security are traded on. And short-term security like what? We have certificates of deposit. We have treasury bill. All this thing I'm saying is where you can invest your money into. But we'll soon begin to look at it and break it down. We have treasury bill. We have mutual fund. And they have their risk associated with them. Like a treasury bill, it has a low risk. You know, when you are considering investment, you also look at the risk attached to it. How many now? Time. Okay. All right. I have only 10 minutes. So we have a treasury bill, we have a certificate of deposit, we have mutual fund. Then capital markets, these are the short-term investments. You know what is treasury bill? Treasury bill is being issued by government. When they are in need of money to make some expenses, they will be able to sell it to the public and you buy it at discount rate. Maybe they will say treasury bill of 364 days or 365 days at the rate of 100,000 discounted at 90, meaning that at maturity they will give you 100,000 after you have paid 90,000 currently. So that is that. Then mutual fund, both certificate of deposit and this one, it has low risk, 2 to 10%. Mutual fund has 12 to 20%. Then we also have capital market. It's a market where long-term investments are traded. Long-term investment like bond, they last more than 1 year. We have a stock, that is buy share. We have a forex trading, crypto. So all these things are investment that you can put your money. But you must not put your money in something that you do not know. You'll only put your money in what you know and how something you know how it works. You don't just put your money in cryptocurrency or forex trading because your cousins say that it pays. If not, you will lose it. because the risk of this is high. They have high risk. And the return is actually high. It can be 1,000%. It can be more than that. So, but it is a high-risk business that you can put your money and lose your money within a blinking of an eye. Are you with me? But the best investment, what I think that I feel is going to be fine, is when you are investing in mutual fund. Mutual fund is very, very good. The risk is medium. So we classify risk low, high, and medium. It's a medium risk. And it will shock you that if you had to work for the next 30 years and you start investing 10,000 every month in mutual fund with interest rates of like 16%, 16.8%. Now currently is like 16.9%. If you consistently throw in 10,000 in that mutual fund account, and in the next 30 years where you will be like 60 years or probably 50, it will shock you that you will be seeing something like 76 million. I don't know if you are following. What I'm saying is what I know. It's not that it's a guesswork, provided the interest rates remain constant, but it's always fluctuating, but it has never gotten to less than 10%. Are you with me? So whatever work you are doing, as somebody who is earning 60,000, you can actually save 10,000. And if you consciously and intentionally start doing it now, after this discussion, maybe from tomorrow, by the time you are getting old, by the time you are 60, that 76 million will be giving you like 66 million in 3 months. Because the interest is compounding. They pay you back every 3 months. Are you getting it? Then, if you decide not to be working again, you'll be having something like 2 million per month. We know that Naira has actually lost value, but we have not lost hope entirely that the Naira will gain its value. Someday, the right person may come into the leadership and things change. That has been our hope. So if at the end of your working career, when you are 60 years old, you have that amount in your account, and that amount is also generating money, you notice that you don't have to struggle. You don't have to retire and start driving a cab. As you can see, when you are walking on your way, you see people that are 70. They are struggling with steering. When you look at it, those people, they are civil servants, senior citizens, who have served the country but walk out with nothing because they didn't plan. Even as you are seated here doing a cess girl or whatever it may be called, and you are earning up to 70,000, you can plan yourself very well and look into the future, because investment is about looking into the future. There was a time this place we are was a bush. 25 years ago, here was a bush. This place we are standing is a bush. There is no building around this place, I'm very sure. Because 25 years ago, even the Gwarimpa estate, which is one of the biggest estates in the city here, 70% of that place was bush. Are you getting it? Because I know that 25 years I was there in a jungle when I concluded my secondary school. I was there and everywhere was bush. Even the building that was already set up, nobody was living there. So what we're doing is that we'll move from one nice building to another without payment. Because those who bought it, who built it, finish, they don't know what to do about it. They put it for sale. They are pricing it 5 million as at 25 years back. Are you with me? But those who had foresight went into it and got it. You see it? But it was bush then. And then you could imagine what it looks like. And when you begin to sit and plan how it's going to be in the future, you have to laugh at the appointed time. We'll talk about the investment in real estate because I can do it, in a sequential form because time will not permit us actually. We have so many avoidable risks when you are investing. When you are investing, avoid the risk of ignorance. I have said it. Do not put your money in what you do not know, because your money, you will lose your money. Concentration risk. You also avoid the risk of putting your egg in one basket. You don't put all your money in one aspect of investment, because when it fails, you are gone. try and do what? Diversify. Very, very important. Liquidity risk. You put your money in something that you are expecting to get the return and your capital so easily. When I was talking about mutual fund, if your money is there and you want to withdraw, you can withdraw. You can decide there and plan your children's school fees over the years. So that when you are putting in money there, whatever is generating, whenever the school fees is due, you go and withdraw and pay. I don't know if you are following what we are discussing, even as we are rounding off, that your money system is sustainably planned, that whenever there is need for money, you go and get it and pay, and you walk away. That's what we are established. Rent, withdraw it. By your budget, and you are paying 600,000 monthly, and you have a budget removing 50,000, I mean yearly, removing 50,000 monthly. By the time the year is over, you go where you have the money kept, withdraw it and give to the landlord. Nobody will come and be quarreling you and fighting you and giving you quit notice. But when you are disorganized, not arranging yourself at all, you continue to have issue. Every now and then you are moving from one place to another. So please, we need to do what? Put our money in something that is very, very liquid that we can actually lay our hand on. Then we'll beware of scam, fraud, risk. You know, as things are very hard now, you see a lot of advert, they will tell you, put your money on this, it is very, very assured, you will get it. All these things that they are doing, they are just using the money of some people that invested earlier and pay the people that are coming. At the end of the day, it will trigger other people to actually come in en masse, and they will sweep it and walk away. And people kept crying. So we talk about emotion risk. Emotion risk, you don't investing because everyone is investing or disposing investment because there is a reduction in the percentage of returns. That is not supposed to be done. Then due diligence checklist before investing. One thing you need to ask yourself, how does this make money? When they are advising you to come and put your money in this, you ask, how does it work? How does it make money? Like a mutual fund we talk about, I explained treasury bill. Time did not permit me to explain others. All the ones that we mentioned that is consist of two types of market, money market and capital market. They are real investments. Only that some have high risk. That even if you want to venture it, your capital or your equity must be very, very huge for you to be able to withstand the fluctuation in price. So, but other ones that they will tell you, come and do this, you are having 50% or 100% return. How does it work? If they won't be able to explain how it works, run away. When they advertise to you, you ask what can go wrong. In mutual fund, the only thing that can happen is that the company close up. That is when we say the risk is medium. Just like the risk of bank. There was a time bank used to fold up. Are you with me? So that is the only thing that can happen because there is no investment that does not have risk. But you will not use because of risks and will not invest. Because even life itself is a risk. You could actually die tomorrow. Are you getting me? For some people that don't want to invest because they will lose their money, someday you will also die. So, but you calculate your risk and make sure that your risk is properly calculated before you take it. So you ask yourself, how does it work? If they say nothing, work. If they say nothing, then walk away. Then you ask, when do I get my money back? No timeline. If there is no time, you will get your investment back, and you are investing on that. It's not an investment. Walk away from it, because every investment has a time, has a maturity date, has a maturity period. Are you getting it? In mutual fund, if you invest, you can actually withdraw your capital, say you no do again. But if you have invested, and the return is always paid back every 3 months. If you don't want to withdraw it, it keeps compounding. You get it? So it has a maturity date. But the one that doesn't have that is not an investment. When you are advised to go into it, run away. Then you ask if you have seen a proof of that type of investment. If there is no proof, please go away. Emergency fund Emergency fund, we have discussed it briefly, is just like a savings, but is money you set aside specifically to cover unexpected expenses or financial emergency, so you don't have to rely on debt or disrupt your long-term financial plans. That is emergency fund. You kept it for a particular problem. You could wake up one morning like that and you notice that you are very, very sick, or they call that your mother is at the point of death in the village. If you don't have an emergency fund, where will you lay your hand? Are you getting it? And that agrees with what economists teach us, the reason why we keep money instead of spending it. I don't know if you still remember, for transaction motive, keeping money for future use, precautionary motive, precautionary for contingencies, unexpected outcome. You keep money, and then another one is for speculative motive, keeping money because investment may come suddenly. Somebody can decide to sell a house at Lugbe across, distress sell. Are you with me? And if you have kept money aside and the house that's supposed to worth 10 million, the person is distressed. Maybe someone is dying, the person has not listened to this kind of lecture, sustainably building your income. What they do is that they will put whatever they have for sale. And if they are selling it, they are looking for somebody who has money in hand. And because you are an organized person and so much planned, so very planned person, you will always have emergency fund and savings. That house that's supposed to be 10 million, you can get it at 5 million immediately. And you can add 3 million and sell it off. Put your money back. That is how it works. And by the time you are doing it, you see yourself floating and you are moving happily without having any issue. So that is emergency fund. It's important that you set it up and continue to make use of it. In conclusion, financial wisdom is not about how much you earn, but how faithfully you manage it. Financial wisdom is not about how much you earn. Some people are earning 3 million in a month, but they find it difficult to manage it. They work for 30 years, they are left with nothing. They are crying. At no distance time, they will have BP, and after a while, then they will just die. You get it? So it's about how to manage it, and we pray that God will help us to manage our resources effectively in a very sustainable form, so that we don't have to lack money. We'll continually use money until our life expires on earth. May God help us in Jesus' name. Thank you.
For God and for youth, can we give our resource person a standing up again, please? Thank you very much. It was brief and it was full of wisdom. Full of wisdom. So now question time. So if you know you have question, we'll be entertaining them now. Please, per person, just 1 minute. After 1 minute, I'll collect my mic. Give the number, please. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Okay, I have a question too, so I'm number 5. So we'll be taking them all together so that he will address everything at once. We'll be taking them all together. So number 1, please.
For God and for youth. My name is Ojobo Chikwado, and I will say thank you to the facilitator for this lecture. But I want to ask, because something touched me when you were saying something about savings. You made mention of assets and liability. So I don't know if you can just, because most times I notice, even me, I'm always guilty of it. Most times I always find it difficult to differentiate asset from liability. There are some things I may have, to me, is an asset, but along the line, I will notice that that particular thing has become like a liability to me. So if you can put more light on how to be able to differentiate asset from liability, so that when I know that when I have a particular item, I'll be like, this thing is already a liability, is an asset. Thank you.
Number two. So who is number two?
For God and for youth. For God and for youth. Sincerely, I want to say a big thank you to the resource person. And I will beat my hand on my chest and say, I really enjoyed your lecture, even though the time was not there, it was brief. Now, listening to all that you said, I am now faulting myself like I have been blindfolded for long. Savings. We have been saving, like that particular amount of money you said that we should keep aside. We have been saving in the bank, just using deposit accounts or savings accounts for years, not knowing that it's not yielding anything. It's not even making any positive impact in our finances. So now, with that which you say, and I want to change the notion or the perception I have, because let's say I've been saving in a particular bank, not wanting to touch it, just normal savings. Now I want to change the narration into the mutual investment, you said, or market or capital, sorry. Let me go back to your lecture. We have the mutual fund and we have the treasury bill. Now, if you are to advise me as my resource person, now, which among is advisable for me to go into in these two, the treasury or the mutual? That is the first question. Then the other question, though it may not be in the circle of your lecture, but I guess it might help some persons. For someone that doesn't have capital at all, maybe the person just finished service or school, and the person wants to start business, can you, as in, help out to educate us on how to go about getting capital and going into a profitable business for God and for youth?
For God and for youth. I must say this evening, I really learned a lot. Thank you so much. I appreciate the knowledge I've gained this evening. So my interest is on the mutual account. I have interest in that, but I don't know how do we go about, like, if you want to open a mutual account, how do you do about that? Like, how do you go about it? Is it like the normal going to bank to open account? Some of us don't have knowledge on how to go about the mutual account. Then secondly, I want to know, like, once you open a mutual account, how does it really operate? Like, if you are opening it, will they direct you on the interest rate? And how do you withdraw? Is it like the normal deficit account that you open and you don't have access to that money till a certain number of years or months? I just want to have a bit more knowledge on that. Thank you, sir.
For God and for youth. Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful presentation. It was quite inspiring. I have just two questions to ask here. The first one is around distress buying. I don't know, in our own African upbringing, somehow superstition has found its way into so many things. And so you see that some of us are from background where our grandparents and even parents were so keen about building us in principles such that they tend to stand against a lot of things for certain reasons. And now we find ourselves in more civilized environments like the capital city here, where these things are looked upon as quite interesting ways of savings, or investment. So the question now is, what is actually the place of distress buying? What is the relationship between this distress buying and then the African way of looking at these things? You mentioned something here that if you have money put somewhere ready, and maybe someone who is critically ill or at the point of dying and is looking for where to raise money fast, and he decides to put up his own asset for sale, for instance. Some backgrounds will discourage that it is going to be a bad business if you buy up something someone has put up for sale as a result of such an emergency need. And that contradicts in a particular way the actual principle of investment in the modern day society. I'm just trying to get clarification, because that has affected some of us in some way. Even when you come across a very good opportunity, because of that inclination, you tend to lay back instead of moving for such an opportunity, because you are like, maybe the society will look at it the other way. So you can throw a little more light on that. The second question is pertaining to loans. I think we can all agree that loans are not bad things in terms of business and investment. A loan is not a bad thing. If it was, governments would not be borrowing. But then the question is how you use it when you take it. Now, my direct question now, is it okay or not to take a loan and start a business with? And is it okay to take a loan to just solve a need, not an investment? Because I've listened to experts, financial experts on different forums, and then some will tell us that don't take a loan to put into a business, it will exert pressure on the business. Another person can say you can take a loan to start a business, just like my brother asked his last question there. It's relating to that particular question. So I would like you to throw more light on this as well. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. My question is just, I need, let me say, a layman's interpretation of this. When you see a mutual fund and you're probably, it's been advertised at 15% annual yield, what does that mean in a layman's term? I don't want any technical, I just need, when you say 15% annual yield, what does that mean in layman's term? Thank you, sir.
Okay, starting with your own.
Sorry, sir. I just remembered this one. Budgeting. Sir, I understood, because I've tried it severally. It's something that is somehow difficult, although maybe to some persons it's not difficult. I have done it, even I have it on my phone, but every month I keep on exceeding it, as in surpassing the expenses and the host of others. So I don't know if there is any advice you can provide for me to be on the page of the budget I have set already. Like maybe, which we know, yes, it's do church activity and what it entails, fundraising and the host of others. Now, if you have met what you budgeted for it, and more are still coming for that same month, should we just lock up? I'm not doing anything because I've met my budget for the month. Thank you, sir.
Okay, starting with the last question. When I say 16.8% annual yield, what it means is that you invested 100,000 maybe in a mutual fund, and then they are giving you 16% of that amount. That is to say, when you 16.8 divide by 100, whatever it gives you, you multiply it by the total amount that you invested. Your investment is growing by 16%. I don't know, I think that's the, yes. All of us, we did mathematics, right? When we say you have 200,000, put it in this investment, I will give you 10% of it. That is 10% increment of your capital. So that when you multiply 200,000 by 10%, what do we have? 20,000. If I'm paying you back, I'm paying you with 220,000. That is to say, the 200,000 you put with that company or with that investment company has yielded 20,000 more after 1 year. That is what I mean by 15% or 16 point something percent annual yield. So like in the case of mutual fund, it's compounded on monthly basis. Then followed by the second question, the second question, starting from the last. When we talk about buying property, you know, anybody that is disposing, one is that in my own, where I come from, as long as what the person is selling is not a stolen property, we are permitted to buy. Are you getting my point? So there is nothing, no superstitious belief that when you buy something from somebody that it will not favor you in our own area. And looking at it in a normal sense, nothing should be attached to it, because whoever that is selling his property will not come and use a microphone and say, I am selling this thing because my mother is sick, or I am selling this thing because I want to send my, not only when somebody is sick, some people want to send their children abroad and they want to dispose their property. So if you have emergency funds set aside, there is nothing wrong in buying it and selling it, because buying and selling is everywhere. Are you getting it? It must not necessarily be that is investment in so and so, or you are doing business. There are some people, what they are doing is that they are buying houses, renovating and selling. Are you getting it? As long as it's your house. So it can be done and it's not a problem. Then when you come in the area of loan, borrowing loan, I don't actually advise anyone to borrow loan and start a business. Are you getting it? If you are a graduate, as I'm answering your own, I'm also answering one of your questions. If you are a graduate, how will you graduate and venture into business? Did you read business administration? Even if you read business administration, you don't have practical. You don't have practical, you don't have experience in doing business. Because when you look at something like business, it's not easy. When you see all these people, Igbo people that are into business, they will stay there for like 7 years. You will think that what they are doing is nothing. But they can actually come out with empty-handed. And they will succeed more than you that is a graduate that was given 5 million. Are you getting my point? So my advice is that if you are a graduate and you finish work, you can actually look for many a job. It doesn't matter where you are starting from. What matters is where you are going. Are you getting my point? You can do anything. I have done a lot of things. I was talking and I said I was in a jungle in 2001. What was I doing then? I was riding Okada now. Are you getting it? So, in fact, there was not even money to go to school in the first place. So, but I didn't bother to say my father had money. To this extent, But the qualification I have garnered is by the grace of God, and nobody actually give me one kobo. It depends on what you want. Are you getting my point? So don't think of ever going to go and get a loan. After all, interest is something terrible. I think it's a CBN prevailing rate, which is like 20-something%. If you analyze it, there is no business you will do in Nigeria that will be able to cover the money and pay the interest. You will even eat that capital. You won't be able to even pay the interest alone. So, as a graduate, you can look for something very simple. Go to site. Where you are starting does not matter, but where you are going. We are many that join business in that time, but I knew where I was going. Some of them ended up, they are now old, because if you continually drive for a very long time, your age will run fast. Some are still in it. Some are still driving Okada. 2001 is 25 years ago. But I did it for a year and 2 months and left. Are you getting my point? So from there, I kept climbing. So it doesn't matter. Anything that is legit that you can do. It's not about what people can say, look at this man, look at what he's doing. It does not matter. Those who laugh at you will someday begin to clap for you. That is how this life moves. So don't use loan to do business. Then that's that. On the mutual fund, these are some of the arm managers. Like if you see all these people that pension fund administrator, they always have investment aspects of their organization that are into this. If you go to First Bank, some of you are in it. As there are some youths that I know they know about this mutual fund. You know, one thing about this life is experience. Most of the time, when people discover something that is making them rich, they kept it for themselves because they want to grow and become large and show off. They will be saying, your own way is better, but they wouldn't build it. Some of you know about it, but it's just like and there are so many documentation that they will request from you, to ensure that you are not into money laundering. When you meet up with all the criteria, the account will be open. You will have the app in your phone. Then you pay your money, you see it. If you want to withdraw your money, you withdraw it. Are you getting it? If the interest is yield after 3 months and you don't want to keep it, you take it and eat. If you are planning for your children's school fees, while you are paying in there, at the end of 3 months, you pick it and pay school fees, you wait for another one. So it's as simple as that. You can actually Google it. Are you getting it? Because we don't lead people into investment because it's a risk. If I would say now, okay, follow me, let me create a WhatsApp and lead you people and take you there. If it fails tomorrow, you will say that man is a scammer. Are you getting it? Investment has to do with people that has mind. Just as I said, it can actually fail. Just as bank could close, the company could close. But if you want to invest, you do the due diligence. Check on the company. How many years have they been operating? If you see a company has been operating for like 20 years and above and has not had issue, there is that tendency that it will operate for a long time and you key in. That is that about that. Treasury bill and the mutual fund. Treasury bill is not always available. It's always released whenever government is in need of money and they don't have enough. They are the one that will sell the treasury bill. The organization that is in charge of it is DMO, Debt Management Office, and CBN. They will be the one now to publicize it, and people will come and key into it. You always ask your banker, whenever there is treasury bill available, they should notify you. And if it's available, they will definitely inform you, and you go and invest. Are you getting it? A mutual fund yield more return than treasury bill, because treasury bill is done at discounted rate. Government will always tell you, we are selling this thing to you at 200,000, but you are buying it now at 180. It could be like 3 months, it could be like 6 months, it could be 1 year. That in 3 months, come back and will pay you 200,000 for the 180 you invested. You see, the interest is fixed and discounted. But treasury bill is compounding in nature, and there is power of compounding interest. It's something else when you are keeping your money there for a long time. The way it's going to rise will shock you. I'm not working in a mutual funding company so that you won't look at it that I'm doing advert. No. Are you getting it? It's just what I know. And I feel that if I share it to youths and they key into it, then it can go a long way to help them in life. Do you get it? I think your question is answered. Is there anyone? The last one, you are budgeting. Actually, what you can do on budget, I said it when I was discussing it. It is not easy to do the right thing. Are you getting it? A human being will always have issue with sticking to the right thing. If actually we could do the right thing all the time, we won't even have problem. Even as believers and Christians that we are, we won't be having problem with going to heaven. But it's because there is that difficulty in keeping to the right thing, in doing what you are supposed to do. But you have to try. I said it that self-discipline is the ability to do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like doing it or not. If you have already drawn your budget and you have it in your phone, you are monitoring it. If the expenses, because I know in some of the area that this thing used to shoot out is the area of charity. You come to church, they are doing this donation today, they are doing the other one tomorrow. Anyone that you cannot afford this month, leave it, defy it next month, factor it in the budget. You get it? That is how you'll be doing it. And then other things are fixed. You make provision for charity, family members. You keep it. Anyone that did not come for that month, it will be your surplus for another month. So that if you budgeted 100,000 this month for charity and no charity came, as you are going over the other month, remember you'll be having 200,000. So at a time, you will be having surplus in each. So that is how it works. Are you with me? Then asset and liability. You know, that asset that you have that is giving you money. You get it? If I have this, my phone that I'm using, Infinite S5, long time ago, if I bring it, people are laughing. The old phone that I used to have, which I'm still using, people say I should. I say I stand with it. I do bank transaction with it. Why should I throw it away? Because it is outdated. So if I'm buying an iPhone 17, what is it going to do for me? Is there any skill that I want to learn? Is there any AI stuff that I want to venture in? Because one of the things that I didn't mention when I was talking investment is investing in yourself. It's also part of investment. Time did not permit us to touch it. There are so many things that you could be doing that will improve yourself, improve your value. And when you have created value, sometimes money follows you. Are you getting it? If you are not valuable, you will be cheap. And so, if buying iPhone 17 will make you to carry out a course that will actually add money into your pocket, if you are purchasing iPhone 17, it's an asset to you. Are you getting my point? And if you are buying it because every other person has upgraded to iPhone 17 and it's flashy and it's nice and it doesn't add anything to your pocket, it's the same call that people that are using this one are still using it to do, the same browsing, the same WhatsApp, the same Facebook, then it's a liability. Are you getting it? If you are buying motor vehicle and you have not actually grown to the age to be able to manage that motor vehicle, then you are buying a liability because you'll be buying fuel. You'll be repairing it. It's a liability if you have not reached to the point of driving a car. Because nobody will tell you if you have reached. So, but anything that you are doing for the sake of pleasure, that is sipping money out of your pocket, becomes a liability. But whatever thing you have that is generating money to you is an asset. You are planning a birthday party and you are thinking of how to rent a canopy and do a lot of things, seats and plastic chair, and call people to eat. Have you considered those that are renting that canopy? Why don't you buy the canopy and the chairs? And after your birthday party, you begin to rent it out. What is the difference? The other one is liability. The other one is assets. You have actually carried out a birthday party and chairs and canopy were used. But instead of you renting it, you end up purchasing it. So that after the birthday party, how many birthday parties that will come up like 30, up to 30 times, you could use it and earn money from it. So that is what we are saying when we talk about assets and liability. I think I didn't miss any question. If I missed, let someone remind me.
I think we can do better. We can do better. Okay, before before our resource person will go and take his seat, just like our ritual, we have a raffle draw ticket that we are playing. So all our resource person will pick a lucky winner for us, and then after your section. So it's your time today, sir, to pick that lucky winner for us before you go and have your seat. So we are going to be shaking them. So you are picking just one person for us.
One.
Just one. Yeah, that's.
So you check.
Okay. And the winner for tonight is Clara Joseph. Clara Joseph. A round of applause for her, please. Clara Joseph. So, thank you very much. Go and sit down. So we're going to give to your gift. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Give to your award on Sunday. So now, before we move into the next section, which is games, we have a very interesting game we want to play. Fine. We have a very interesting game we'll be playing, which will be loading up from the media stand. It's a very simple game, but before that, I want everybody to bring out your phone and get set for the game. On your data and go to your browser. Bring out your phone, on your data, go back, go to your browser. Bring out your phone, on your data, go to your browser. Mr. Ralph, we're waiting for you. So just a minute before he's sorted that out. So before we play this game, so that we just be idle. From Monday to what have you gained? Has the event been impactful to you? So we just need just a guy and a lady before he gets set for us. What have you gained, and has the event been impactful to you? We want sincere feedback so that, let us know if you're on the right track and we have done something great for this weekend. So a guy and a lady, what have you gained, and has the event been impactful to you? Throughout the week, from Monday down to, are you raising up your hand? A guy and a lady. Should I pick? Okay, Mr. Ernest.
For God and for it, I'm Ernest Ndulue. Actually, I gained a lot in the Youth Week program. From the very first day, the adoration program. It was something wonderful. The relationship talk, it's another wisdom that was added to me. It's another experience. And today's talk, business talk, is another one again. It's really inspiring. I thank God for the organizers of this Youth Week, and I pray that in the subsequent days of this week, we will be more touched about and the enlightened in our today's world on how to live for God and for youth.
So a lady, please. A lady. Okay.
For God and for youth. Since the program began, I have learned that it is good to start loving the family members before going outside. You cannot love a stranger and you don't love your relatives at home. Then the second one, that before you venture into any relationship, you should seek God's direction first. Then today's zone, I have learned how to manage my income and how to start creating savings for myself, for God and for youth.
Let's put our hands together for the two contributors. Yeah, it's been a wonderful time while we await the projection of the games. I would like to also share my own perception of the program from Tuesday up to today being Friday. Personally, I found this particular line-up of activities so interesting in the area that they are all interconnected. I think I've mentioned here before on Tuesday that we started with mental health, and I found that particularly interesting in the instance that you need to be healthy mentally for you to do any other thing meaningful in life. And so Tuesday was carefully set aside to prepare our minds for what's ahead, to make us settle mentally in order to take whatever follows in the course of the program. And after the resource person on Tuesday was able to prepare our minds and teach us ways to keep ourselves healthy mentally, we now moved into the next topic from Wednesday leading up to yesterday, relationship, which is another indisposable aspect of human existence. Because connected in a way, no one is an island, and we need each other, we need one another. And so the relationship talk that lasted for 2 days was another very, very impactful part of this program. And the resource person actually did justice to the topic quite well. So in that encounter too, I was able to enrich myself more. Some of the things I thought I already knew, but I got a different dimension to them from Wednesday up to yesterday being Thursday. And today we are here being Friday, after mental health, relationship, then we're talking about finances, financial literacy, which is also an integral part of the society and human existence. In our modern world, everything seems to revolve around money. Even as Christians, when we take away our spirituality, the next thing is money. So I think we can say kudos to the planning committee for carefully arranging these topics to align in a manner that will move gradually and seamlessly. So if I've been following, you know that everything has been well calculated, and try to reflect after each day, you will see the interconnectivity that will move you to another level from where you are now as a holistic human being. So if you have not been careful enough to understand what has been happening from Tuesday, or even if you want to say Monday that we started with adoration, you should sit back today and have a reflection of things that have happened during this week from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today being Friday. Tomorrow we'll be moving into more social activities. And before we move into that tomorrow, I would like to appeal again that we have an assessment of the week. What have you benefited in these 4 days of discussion? What are you going to do differently from what you've been doing in terms of mental health, your relationship with people or your supposed partner, and then your financial lifestyle. What do you think you should be doing differently at the end of this Youth Week activities? I think that is just the basics of what has been happening here. I think I should share with you all. For God and for youth. For God and for youth. While we are still setting up, if any other person has something to share, anything you want to draw our attention to in relation to the topics that we've taken, we are open to say any contribution on any aspect of the conversations or question you want to ask the youth and get their own insights.
For God and for youth. Actually, I want to center my contribution or reaction concerning the relationship talk. It's on the aspect of the love itself. When the resource person is trying to let us summarize everything about our commandment into love. So if God, who is all-knowing and all-loving, could do that and tell us, then how then should we start creating something elsewhere that something should be added to love, so that it will be enough? Loving cannot come out if you don't have Christ or God in you. You will find it very, very difficult to love. Now, why most of us have disappointment in relationship or heartbrokenness is maybe probably you have Christ in you, your love is genuine, but the person you are loving doesn't have Christ in him or her. For God and for it. Please, let's get this. So it's now make me to start recalling what should we do in the aspect of knowing that love is enough. It's for us to, because the Bible says, he who lacks wisdom should pray and ask God for it. If our mindset should go into, God, make me to be all loving, just as you love. If everybody should have that belief and mindset and praying towards that, I believe when someone loves you, you will know that someone loves you, and you will try your best to return that love back to that person without any compromise. For God and for youth.
Yes, let's appreciate this brother, Brother Ernest, our wonderful Assistant Secretary General, the CYON of this chaplaincy. All right, any other contribution from anybody? Let's take more contributions, question, or any insights you want to share with us. You are welcome. For God and for youth. Okay? Bro Epiphany wants to share something.
For God and for it. It's just a reaction to what he said. Now, that particular day, I was part of the people that said love is not enough. Now, I want us to understand something. The word love is a polysim in the sense that it's one word that has different meaning. Now, the love he is talking about is agape love. The love we are referring to that day is eros. Eros is a love that refers to romantic love. The love of Christ is the greatest gift that God has given us. There is nothing above that. There is nothing beside it that is greater than the love of God. But eros love in marriage is not enough. That was what we were saying that day. When we're talking about love, love has different meaning. Love has different types. We have filial love, we have agape love, we have eros love. Now the love we are talking about that day is eros love, which is the love between partners and husband and wife, romantic love. So beyond love, there are other things that is needed to make marriage work. The love he's talking about is agape love, which is the greatest. And only that one is enough. So I just want to make the point clear. Thank you.
Thank you, bro Epiphany, for that wonderful contribution. Any more contributions, brothers and sisters? Presido, 001. What have you to say about any of the topics we've discussed from Tuesday up to this moment? You want to share something?
Well, for God and for youth, I wouldn't want to repeat what other speakers have said. They've all spoken wonderfully well. But I want to center on our teaching for today. You know, the resource personnel was very, very intentional about the topic and everything. And he made us to understand that when we talk about investment, it's about the future. Most of us here might have, you know, grow up in one or two backgrounds that we don't want our kids to be, you know, brought up in the same background. And this is very, very important to us because we as youths, certainly one day we will start a new family. Now the question is, how do we raise up our kids? You know, we have this notion or this Nigerian mentality that unless I have some amount of money, that is when I think I am ready for marriage. But from the teachings today, that is a fallacy. You need to plan for everything. Because they always say, if you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. The young man made us to understand in years back, he was an Okada rider. But today, he has fleets of cars, he lives in his house and everything. And he achieved all this not by magic, but by planning and investing wisely. So that is benevolent on us. Not when the salary comes, we'll have, most of us, some persons might feel, oh, I'm a fashionista. I want to invest most of my money in fashion. The question is that at the end of the day, how does that fashion add to your value as a person? Some persons, once they get this money, they want to invest it in getting the latest phone in town. Now the question is that a right investment? You know, when we talk about investment, it's not just investing the money. You invest wisely. Some persons invest in clothes, some persons invest in phones, some persons invest in stock. So I was very, very, although throughout the week, the topics were wonderful, but today's one was very, very enticing. I think I learned a lot for God and for youth.
Let's put our hands together for the youth president. Thank you everyone for your contributions, for your insights. Personally too, that was one of my high points of the presentation. From an Okada rider to someone teaching us financial literacy. It's not easy. Make it a point of duty that whatever your story is today, you will use it as a point of reference tomorrow to encourage others.
Thank you very much. Sorry for the break in transmission, please. So now the game is up now. So please quickly go to www.carhalt.it www.carhalt.it www.carhalt.it. When you are there, you have to impute that PIN to join the game online. www.carhalt.it. So we have Chiquito. Who is Chiquito? Chiquito. Okay. We have Chiquito there. We have Kefles. Kefles has joined us. We have Pluto. Pluto is online. We have Baba for the bar. It's there. We have Mazi joined. We have Anuri. We have Etra. We have Maggie there. We have Oga Jude. We have Kakulos. 2 more minutes before we go ahead. Greg. We have parking. One more minute and we are starting. 1 more minute and we are starting. Ifeanyi is online. Sonnyflex Smart is online also. The count of 5. Count on 5 will be starting. Count of 5. We're starting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, before I start, let me explain again. So that it won't be confusing to those. We have a series of questions. When those questions appear, you are going to be seeing options on the screen, but you'll be answering them via your phones. You'll be selecting the right answers via your phones. You'll be seeing them in boxes on your phone. So you'll be selecting the right answers. So the thing is, the fastest person and the right answer has the highest point. The fastest person and with the right answer has the highest point. So when you see those questions, you call as fast as you can, and our leaders board show. So we'll be doing the counting now so that we can start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. The questions are coming up now. What is the Catholic term for the change of bread and wine into the Christ's body and blood? So we have the answer. Option A is transfiguration, transfistation, transubstantiation, transformation. So we'll be inputting your answers. So that has gone. Click to next. Click to next. So we have Greg. Greg is leading. We have Sinin is there. Calculus leading, and Chiquito and Pluto 0 points. So go to the next question, please. What is the name for the body of the teaching authority of the Catholic Church? What is the name of the body of the teaching authority of the Catholic Church? So I've already. That's it. Go to the next. Let's see the leaders board. Greg is still leading. Calculus is in number 2. Sinin number 3. Ethera 4. And we have Parking as the 5th person. Next question. The Feast of All Souls is celebrated when? The Feast of All Souls is celebrated when? The Feast of All Souls is celebrated when? We have 18 persons have given their answers already. 19 persons, 20, 23, 4, and that's it. So let's see the leaders board. Parking, Greg is leading. Parkins is in the 2nd. We have Calculus 3rd, Anuri 4th, and what is the feast celebrated? What feast celebrates Blessed Virgin Mary being taken into heaven? What feast celebrates Blessed Virgin Mary being taken into heaven? 8 seconds left. Thank you. Assumption, okay. Next. Greg is still leading. Calculus number 2. Anuri 3rd. Maggie. What season is the Catholic Church? What season the Catholic Church prepares us for Christmas? Okay, let's see our leaders board. We have Greg still leading, Calculus 2nd, Maggie 3rd, Anuri 4th, and Sini 5th. The next question, please. The book of Psalms has how many chapters in the Bible? The book of Psalms have how many chapters in the Bible? $15 answers already. 17, 21, 22, 23, and that's all. Let's see the leaders board. So we have Greg still topping, senior, second, Mario third, Parkins fourth, and Calculus fifth. The next question, please. True or false? The Regina Shirley is recited during the Easter season. It's a true or false question. The Regina Shirley is recited during the Easter season. True or false? Four more seconds, 3. The answer is true. So let's see the leaders board. Greg is still leading. Sina there, Mario, Pakis, and Maggie. Let's go. True or false? Oremus means let us pray. True or false? We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. True. Greg is still stopping. Senior, Mario, Parkins, and Maggie. The next question. Sini, thank you. What is the term for the belief that Mary was conceived without original sin? What is the term for the belief that Mary was conceived without original sin? Okay, let's see the leaders board. Greg is still there. Sinin, Mario, Maggie, and Parkins. Okay. What sacrament is extreme option? What sacrament is called extreme option? What sacrament is called extreme option? So let's see the leaders board, please. The leaders board. So we're going to have our podium now. We have in third, we have Sini, right, in third. And in second, we have Mario. Who is Mario, please? And first, we have Greg. Please, can you guys come out, please? Please come out, please. Go to round 2. Round 2. Round 2. Round 2, yeah. Skip. Yes. So, please, committee members, help me to take their names. They are winners for this night. Committee members, take their names, please. So we are playing the second game. Still be online, please. Go to Go to that classic. That classic. Yes. Okay, go to play again first. Let's see something. Wait, okay, go to see council there. Under cohort. Oh, on top. Come down. I'm seeing one council there. No, now you don't come out there. Okay, go to that extended. Yeah. Click on that extended. Exit. Yeah, go back. Go to the first one. Go to the second question. Yes. Go to the second. No, the first one. No, the first one. Yeah. Host life. So the second question is loading up.
So this is stage 1.
Start. So just wait. So please go to cohort again. Go to cohort again and impute that pin. And let's join quickly, please. Let's join quickly. Go to www.cohort.it. Yes. Sorry. So we have Winnest, we have Zaki online. .it. We have Kala.
It's not going inside. No, you start a new one.
Start a new one. Start a new one.
Start a new one.
So we have Jojo, we have Pluto, we have Chiquito 2, we have Mazi, Messi, Quado, Calculus. 1 more minute and we are starting. 1 more minute and we are starting. So we are counting down now. So we are starting now, counting down to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. Let's go. The largest city in Nigeria by landmass is what? The largest city in Nigeria by the landmass is what? The largest city in Nigeria by landmass is what? Lugbe is there. Let's have Nami Bidat. We have Greg, Chiquito, Ifeanyi, and Maggie. Next, please. What is the doctrine of the 3 persons in one God called? Next. So we're still having the leaders board there. Nami Bidat, Greg, Maggie, Chiquito, and Ifeanyi. The next question. The Guardian Angel Catholic Police Chapel CYON president is from Imo State. Guardian Angel Catholic Police Chapel CYON president is from Imo State. True or false? Now true, not false. Okay, some parents are saying true. Okay, let's go. Let's see. Leaders board. Nami Bidat, Chiquito, Jojo, Calculus, and Greg. Next question, please. How many sacraments are there in the Catholic Church? How many sacraments are there in the Catholic Church? Okay, let's go. Leaders board. Nami Bidat, Chiquito, Jojo, Reg. Senelos is up now. Next question. Pope Leo XVI belongs to which religious order? Pope Leo XVI belongs to which religious order? You don't have glory eye. Come forward. So the answer is Order of Saint Augustine. Next question. Let's see the leaders board. Namibia that still leading. Anuri second, Chiquito third, Jojo and K-Flex on the table. Let's go. The sixth question. Which sacrament ordains men as deacon, priests, and or bishops? Which sacrament ordains men as deacon, priest, or bishop? Now matrimony. Now matrimony. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's see the leaders board. Now maybe that's Anurike Flex, Ise, and Jojo. Next question. The birth of the Blessed Virgin Mary is on which day? The birth of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Four, 3, 2, 1. Let's see the leaders board. Leaders board. Anuri is stopping now. Now with that second. Senelos third, Essay and Reg in that order. Next, please. Who was the first recorded martyr in the Bible? Who was the first recorded martyr in the Bible? Oh, now Aloy. Six, 5, 4, 3. Leaders board. Leaders board. Anuri Sitopin, Nambidat, Celos, Maggie, and etc. Next question. The seat of the Pope is called what? The seat of the Pope is called what? The seat of the Pope is called what? The leaders board. Back to the top, Cellulox, Anuri, Etera, and Reg. Next question. The last question for this section. What are the 3 theological virtues? What are the 3 theological virtues? Yeah, I think so. That's what he said. Okay, faith, hope, and charity. So let's see the final winners for this round. Third, we have Reg in third. Reg, please come out. Etera, second, and top we have Anuri. Please, committee members. Take down their names, please, as winners. To the next section, please. So the next section, please, again. Start. Ralph, start. pin is loading again. That same website, but different pin. That same website, but different pin. So we are waiting. Messi, S.A. Maggie, Chiquito, Sini, Sini, I beg. You don't break my teeth. Smart, Queenest, Stainless, Big Reg, Quado, Mike, Big On, Abe, George, Unique, Maria, Nido. So in 5, we'll be starting. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go. Okay. What is the name of the fastest land animal? What is the name of the fastest land animal? People when they play bets. So what was the answer? In 3, 2, 1. Cheetah. Okay. Let's read the dashboard. Ifeanyi, Big Reg, Maggie, Sini, and Pluto. Let's go. Which company's slogan is "Just Do It"? Which company's slogan is "Just Do It"? Which company's slogan is "Just Do It"? Okay. Leaders board. Leaders board. Big Reg, Maggie, Chiquito, Mazi, and Girl. The next question. World War II ended in what year? World War II ended in what year? World War II ended in what year? Okay. The leaders board. Leaders board, please. Next. Big Reg, Girl, Maggie, Chiquito, and Mazi. Let's go. Which blood type is the universal donor? Which blood type is the universal donor? Okay, let's see. Leaders board. Big Reg, Quado, Girl, Fina, Nido. Next question. Which planet is known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? Which planet is known as the red planet? Blessing now. Okay, let's go. Leaders board. Quado leading, Big Reg second, Fina, Maggie, Chiquito in that order. Next question. Which country hosted the 2022 FIFA World Cup? Which country hosted the FIFA 2022 World Cup? Which country hosted the 2022 FIFA World Cup? Okay, leaders board. Fina, Topin, Quado, Chicato, Mazi, and Big Reg. Next question. True or false? Asia is the largest continent on earth. True or false? Asia is the largest continent on earth. True or false? Asia is the largest continent on earth. True or false? Okay, leaders board. Chiquito, Mazi, Quado, Nido, and Stainless. Let's go. True or false? Pacific Ocean is bigger than the Arctic Ocean. Pacific Ocean is bigger than Arctic Ocean. True or false? Okay, let's go. Mazi is back on top. Nido, Stainless third, Quado, and Maxine in that order. Let's go. Ninth question. Which African country was formerly known as Abyssinia? We have Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan, and Somalia. Okay, let's leave that board. Ethiopia is the answer. Nido, Magi, Fina, Mazi, and Stainless. The last question. Last question. Which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? Which country is known as the Pearl of Africa? Egypt, Lesotho, Uganda, South Africa. Okay, let's see the leaders board. Uganda is the answer. So in third position we have Maggie. Maggie, please come out. And we have Kwando in second. And first position we have Nido. Please come out. We still have one more. Should we play or should we go? Committee members, please. Please. Okay. Thank you. So please. The last one. The last one. The last one.
The last one? Are you serious?
Yeah, just in the last one.
I beg, this thing they like. They pass on. This one?
No. The one, the next one, the rest, yeah, that's it. So please, this is the last section. This is the last section. This is the last section, please. This is the last section. It come. Click on it. This is the last session, please.
What's the website?
That's the website there. So go to the website again. The pin is loading. That's the pin to join. This is the last section. Big Reg, Ifeanyi, Fina, Stainless, Nick Maria, Queeness, Nido, Quado, Aloy, Maggie, Bigon, Oga, Jude, Pluto, Namibidat, Obi, Parkins, Ese, Greg, Gel, Jedo, Manaman. So in 5, we start. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's go. This is the last section, please, so that we can go home. Let's go. What is the tallest mountain in the world? What is the tallest mountain in the world? Let's see the leaders board, please. Big Greg, Abe, Pluto, Nami Bidat. Next question. How many bones are in the adult human body? How many bones are in the adult human body? How many bones are in the adult human body? Leaders board, please. Next, leaders board. Okay, Greg, Pluto, Stainless, Needy, Nami Bidat. Let's go. Which is the smallest country in the world by land area? Which is the smallest country in the world by land area? Monaco, San Marino. Let's go, please. Greg, Pluto, Namibida, Stainless, Needy. Let's go. Next question. What does www stand for in website browser? Okay. Next question. Leaders board, sorry. You have Greg, Pluto, Namibidat, Needy, Obi. Let's go. Who is the author of Things Fall Apart? Who they choose Ben Okori there? Let's go, please. Greg, Pluto, Namibidat, Needy, and Obi. Let's go. Which vitamin is produced when skin is exposed to sunlight? Yes, yes. That's an omission. That's an omission. That's an omission. Sorry about that, please. That's a mistake from the technical crew, please. Sorry. Let's go to the next question. Go to the next question, sorry. In which year did Nigeria gain independence? Sorry about the last question, please. Stainless, Obi, Greg, Pluto, Big Gun. Let's go. What is the currency of South Africa? Rand, Cedi, Yuan, and Shilling. Leaders board. Needy, Stainless, Big Gun, Sinin, and Obi. Which African country has the largest land area? Which African country has the largest land area? Na Libya. The answer is Algeria. Algeria. Chiquito, Topping, Needy, Stainless, Big Gun, and Sin in that order. Let's go. The last question. The last question. Who was the first female woman to win a Nobel Prize, rather? The answer is Marie Curie. Next is the final. Okay, in third position we have Greg. And second we have Stainless. And the first position we have Needy. Please, can you guys come out so that I can put down your name, please? Once again, we want to please. Yes. Once again, we want to appreciate everybody for today's section. So our time is fast spent. Sorry about that, but we just have to refresh it. It has been talk over and over. So please, tomorrow, after morning mass, we'll be having our volleyball competition, also an aerobics in the morning. And later in the evening, we'll be having our most prestigious Mr. and Miss CYON event in the evening. So please do well to be present. So right about now, here in church. So Father will be praying for us and we depart, please.
I need prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our help is in the name of the Lord, Almighty and eternal God. We return all glory and adoration to your holy name for all you have enabled us to achieve today, especially the talk and also the quiz competitions. We pray, King of glory, that you accept all the glories through Christ our Lord. The Lord be with you. May the Almighty God bless you, the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Sunshine at a time like this, when we come together from the east and west, from the north and south, when we come together in the name of Jesus Christ. Arise and shine. Arise and shine. For God and for youth, goodbye and do have a lovely night rest.